Today we will study chapter 5, coal and petroleum. So coal and petroleum, you already know that these are natural resources. Natural resources means those resources which is obtained from nature. Directly we obtain it from nature. For example, forest, water, air, these all are obtained from nature. We cannot make this one, it's already available in the nature. So those resources which comes from nature are called natural resources, and those resources which are obtained or which are made by human are called man-made resources. So man-made resources are like you can say bridge, house, building, table, chair. These are made by humans. So these are called man-made resources. So we use various material for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. So already we know that the resources which we get from nature are called natural resources, and the resources which are obtained from human, that means human, they prepare this or they made this, they invent this, are known as man-made resources. Now here table is been given and you need to write that these are which are natural resources and which are man-made resources. So already you know that natural resources are air, water, then forest. There are many more example of this: coal, petroleum. These all are obtained from nature. Natural gas, CNG. These all are obtained from nature. So these are called natural resources. And man-made, already I gave you many examples are there. You can give many examples. So it's up to you what you want to make. You can say bed, bed sheet, pillow, buildings, bridges, house. So many things are there. Road. All these are made by humans. Fan, bulb, these all are man-made resources. Does this list include air, water, soil? Yes, soil is also a natural resources. And minerals, even minerals like iron, what we get it from soil, iron, gold, silver, all this obtained from nature. That means we extract it from the soil and then we do some processing and then we get gold, silver, whatever. Since all these are obtained from nature, they are called natural resources. Now remember that all the resources cannot be used regularly, that means cannot be used for a long time. Those resources which cannot be used for a long time are known as non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources means those resources which cannot be obtained again and again. For example, coal, petroleum. Once coal is been burned, we will never get coal back from that ash. Okay, we will not get it back. Like suppose there are huge amount of petroleum, coal under the soil. So if we continuously burn this, if we use it, finally after some year, definitely it will be finish, or you can say exhaust. So those resources which can be exhaust by using, definitely human they use. So those resources which are used by human and cannot be used again and again are known as non-renewable resources. And those resources which can be used regularly, it will never finish, are known as, that means long time, for a long time you can use that are known as renewable resources. For example, sunlight, air, water, soil, this will not finish easily. So these are renewable resources. Can air, water and soil be exhausted by human activities? So no, we can't finish this. You have already studied about water in class 7. Is water a limitless resource? So it is limitless till now. But due to some factors, it can be finished. For example, if the ozone layer, you know that everyone, we are having ozone layer, right? So ozone layer protect earth from harmful radiation from the sun. But suppose due to some reason, if the ozone layer breaks down, then huge amount of sun rays will enter to the earth and they will evaporate the water. So that means that can be exhaust, but it can be used for a long time. Fine. In the light of the availability of various resources in nature, natural resources can be broadly classified into two kinds. So natural resources are classified into two. They are called renewable resources and non-renewable resources, or you can say inexhaustible resources or exhaustible resources. So inexhaustible means which cannot be finished by human activities. So these resources are, first one, inexhaustible natural resources. So these resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Examples are sunlight, air, water, soil. This cannot be finished. Fine. Exhaustible natural resources means those can be finished by human activities. So the amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Example of these resources are forest. Yes, forest nowadays, you know that forest is reducing day by day because humans, they are cutting the trees for their need for making the table, chairs, bed, sofas, buildings, so many things. They use trees, they use wood. So if we cut trees this way, definitely it will finish one day. So that is an exhaustible natural resources. Wildlife means animals. If we kill animals, definitely they will extinguish, right? They will be removed from the earth. Minerals means iron, gold, copper, so many things we extract it from soil. So continuously if we use it, if we extract from the earth, definitely one day it will be finished. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, everything has been extracted from the soil. So if we extract these things regularly and if we use in large quantity, definitely one day it will finish. So these are called exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are also known as renewable natural resources, and exhaustible natural resources are also known as non-renewable resources. Okay, now let's move to page number 57, this blue box. These subgroups present in the consumer. As population is growing, second and third generation have larger number of consumer. As the population is growing, you know that every day population is increasing. So if the population will increase, definitely the consumption of natural resources will be more, and if the consumption will be more, definitely the natural resources will be finished very quickly. So put one full container for each group on a table. Let us suppose that we will divide into some group. Let us suppose that first generation, second generation, third generation. Now suppose I am having a full container of chocolate. So we are consuming this chocolate, first generation. So definitely after consuming this chocolate, first generation, there will be reduce in the natural resources for the other generation. So next generation also they will consume. Slowly it will reduce, and finally in the future nobody will be able to get this natural resources. Put one full container for each group on a table. Ask consumer of first generation from each group to consume eatables from the container of their group. Now ask the second generation consumer from each group to do the same. Ask the student to observe carefully the availability of eatables in each container. If something is left in the container, ask third generation from each group to consume it. Now finally observe whether all the consumers of the third generation got the eatables or not. So definitely when we will consume regularly, if we are consuming, that means our present generation, we are talking about our generation, if we consume it in a huge quantity, that means if we are wasting it, then definitely in the future other generation, that means our children, their children, their children, they wouldn't be able to get all these natural resources. So we have to limit our uses. I don't know you have seen or not, some people, they used to they never turn their vehicle off during the traffic also. They are in the traffic, but still the engine is on. I don't know you have observed or not, I have seen many a times. Even there are many examples, we that means we waste natural resources, we waste natural resources. How? For example, like suppose our family member, we are talking about our own family members, so all the family members are sitting in this room, so definitely we will be using maybe television, then fan, light. Now suppose I want to move to other room, so definitely I'll go there, I'll on the light, I'll switch on the fan, and then I'll be sitting there. After some time, definitely I can't sit there for a long time, right? So after some time I'll move from that place. So many a times what happen, people they forget to switch off light, fans. This all comes from natural resources. We when we burn coal, petroleum, then we get electricity. There are different ways of getting electricity, but the major way of getting electricity is by burning coal. So if we waste electricity this way, definitely there will be a less amount of electricity, and the people have to generate more electricity, and for that they have to burn extra coal. So that will be difficult for us, because we are exhausting this natural resources. So we have to use it very carefully, wisely. Okay. Second example, like suppose my family member, suppose we are having 5 members in our house. So suppose we are having 3 vehicles in our house. So suppose I want to go to VIP, I'll take my own vehicle and I'll go to VIP. After 10 minutes later, suppose my other members of my family wants to go VIP, they will take another vehicle. So this way we are wasting fuel, we are wasting natural resources. What we can do, we can go together, right? So this way we can save our fuel. But people, they don't believe that way, they don't do that way, because when the people are rich, they waste very much. I don't know you have seen or not, but yes, we waste so many things, like even water also. While taking the bath, we switch on the tap and continuously water is flowing, and we used to put water more and more. But what is the need? What is the need of pouring more and more water? It's useless. If we take one, you can save this way. How? You can take one bucket of water and then you take a bath. You will see that by using one bucket of water, you will be easily able to take your bath. But people, what they do, they open the tap and they continuously watch. So this way we waste huge amount of water. So there are many examples we waste. Another example, you can see that when you go to school, you carry some water in your water bottle. Some student, they drink half of the water and left out water they throw it. So that is a waste. So we should not waste this water. We can utilize this water. After coming home, you can drink that water, you can finish that water, and once it is all finished, then you can use another water. Otherwise, if that water is not well for drinking, what you can do, you can give that water to the plants, or you can use it some other way. So there are many ways of using that water, and other resources also. You can use it very properly. This way we can save coal and petroleum and many natural resources. So assume that the eatables in the container present the total availability of an exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum or natural gases. Each group may have a different consumption pattern. Definitely some people, they take less amount of consumption, they take less consumption. Some are taking more. Definitely the person who are rich, they consume more. How the one who is rich, they will be having 4 or 5 vehicles, they will be having many TVs, they will be having ACs. So whenever they will move from one place to, that means one room to another, they will never switch off their AC, they will leave it that way. So this way we waste huge amount of natural resources. So we have to be very careful while using these natural resources. If we waste this, then it will be very difficult for us in the future. And due to the use of natural resources like coal and petroleum, you know that there is a global warming, and due to this global warming we are facing many difficulties. The ice of the polar region are melting, and when this ice will melt completely, remember that there will be a very less place for survival, because once the water level will increase, the amount of soil will reduce. This water will cover many land, and this way there will be a scarcity of land and the people will face huge problem. So we have to take a proper precaution. We should not waste. I'm not saying that don't use natural resources, use natural resources, but use it as a what to say, use it wisely, properly. Okay, we should not waste it. Fine. If the carbon dioxide is increased in the atmosphere, then there will be a global warming. And you know that after burning this coal, petroleum, we release huge amount of carbon dioxide in the nature, and carbon dioxide gas is a greenhouse gas which absorbs sunlight and don't allow it to pass. That means we are having ozone layer, so sun's ray will enter to our earth, and this sun rays will be captured by carbon dioxide, and they won't be allowed that radiation to go beyond this ozone layer. And if it don't goes beyond ozone layer, then our earth will become so hot that it won't be easy for us to survive. And the way we are using it, definitely after 100 or 200 years later, there won't be any life on earth. People, animals, everybody will die. So we have to take a proper decision. We have to use these natural resources in a proper way, wisely. So it's up to you. You are the next generation, so you have to teach your next generation that how can we reduce this. Instead of taking so many, that means instead, like suppose I want to go some place, maybe some temple, so what I can do, I can take public vehicle. This way what we can do, we can reduce petrol or diesel. This is the best way. But when the people are rich, they are very arrogant, they are very, what to say, they will show attitude that why shall I go with public carrier, I'll take my own vehicle. So this way people, they are wasting natural resources. So we have to be very careful. You are the next generation, so you have to control this. You have to teach your next generation. The way I am teaching you, same way you have to teach them. Whenever I am in this room, you can see that light is on, fan is on. When I'll move from this room, definitely I will close this light, fan. So you also, you have to, these small things can save huge amount of natural resources. So we have to be very careful. Sometimes TV is on but nobody is there, all the members are out of the house. So why your television is on? Let it be switch off. When you will come back, on it again. This way you can save electricity, and when you are saving electricity, indirectly you are saving natural resources. In this chapter we will learn about some exhaustible natural resources like coal, petroleum and natural gas. So these are the exhaustible natural resources, and the way we are using it, the way we are consuming it, after few years, maybe 100 and 200 years later, there won't be any natural resources. This earth will be in danger. no living organism can survive here because temperature will increase very badly. So we have to control ourselves. These were formed from the dead remains of living organism, fossils. So as already you know that fossils are what? Dead remains of animals, plants are called fossils. Sometimes the images form on the stone, sand, these are also known as fossils. Images, like I don't know you have seen or not, sometime due to some pressure, if something is been squeezed or pressed in some stone or maybe sand or maybe soil, then their image are formed on that particular place. So that is also known as fossil. And the fuel obtained from these fossils are known as fossil fuel. Like petroleum is been extracted, it is been formed or prepared by animals, living things, animals. And the coal are made by or produced by trees, big trees. When they are buried inside the soil for a long year, million of years, then million of years later they will be converted into coal. So these are also known as fossil fuels. So remember that the fuel which is extracted from fossils are known as fossil fuels. So now we will study about coal. You may have seen coal or heard about it. I don't know you have seen or not, but definitely you have heard about coal. If you have seen in your life, that is good. I don't know you have seen or not, but remember that while taking the coal from the coal mine, after taking out the coal, we never use that coal directly. First of all, that coal is being taken to the factories and there processing is being done. Processing is being done means that coal is being washed first, washed with water, because it contains some sulfur, and if you don't wash it, what will happen? This sulfur, that means when you burn this coal, this sulfur will go in air and it will mix with oxygen and it will form sulfur dioxide. And when the rain will come, it will mix with that and it will become sulfurous acid, and that is also known as acid rain, that you have heard before also. So this is dangerous, acid rain. Okay, it is as hard as stone and is black in color. So these are the characteristic of coal. Coal is one of the fuel used to cook food. In some of the places in village area, I don't know now it is there or not, but in many years back, people they used to cook food using coal, but I don't know now it is there or not. Earlier it was used in railway engine to produce steam to run the engines. So I don't know you know or not, steam engine was discovered by James Watt. So this steam means water vapor. When water is been heated, then it produces some vapor. That vapor is known as steam. So due to that steam, engines they create pressure, and that pressure helps the engines to move. They help to move the wheels, and once the wheel is moved, then the vehicle, that means vehicle means this train also moves. It is also used in thermal power plant to produce electricity. Thermal power plant means the where electricity is produced by using coal. Coal is being heated, coal is being burned, and due to this heat, water is being boiled and it produces steam, and that steam help to rotate the what was that term? It helps to rotate rotators. It helps to rotate, like you have seen some rotators move this way, so it help the shaft to move, and once the shaft is moved, the rotator also it start moving, and when it's moved, electricity is produced. So this way we can produce electricity by using coal. Coal is also used as a fuel in various industries for melting metals and for making different things. We heat them. So by using coal, we heat and we produce things. So definitely factories, industries, they produce huge amount of gases. These gases are carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. When they go to air and when they mix with water, they also produce acid rain. So we have to be very careful while using this coal. Now let's move to another topic, story of coal. Where do we get coal from and how it is formed? So from where we get coal? So definitely all of you know that coal is been mined, that is present under the soil. So people, they mine this and they take out the coal. So from where this coal has come? So there is a story. This is very important, how coal is formed. So about 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest. Dense means ghana. Okay, dense forest in low lying wetland area. There was a dense forest, huge forest, big trees. And remember that when 300-400 million years back, there was huge amount of oxygen also. It was double as it was present now. Now it is 21%. That time it was double. And due to this huge amount of oxygen was more. Due to that, there was a modification in the animal, and animal become bigger. Like you have heard about dinosaurs. So animals, they become bigger. Once these trees, they get buried inside the soil, then the amount of oxygen was reduced. And once the oxygen was reduced, animals start reducing their size. Okay. So about 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland area. Due to natural process like flooding, different stories are there. Okay, some says that due to earthquake, there was these trees, big trees, they were buried. That means submerged. जमीन के अंदर चला जाना. They were buried or immersed inside the soil. Some says it is due to meteoroids. Meteoroids was struck, and then after hitting, all the trees were dead, and layer by layer, that means you know about tectonic plates. So tectonic plates start moving and they were buried deep inside the soil, and due to high pressure and high temperature, these big trees were converted into coal. So due to natural processes like flooding, this forest got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them due to the movement of tectonic plates, so they were compressed. When something is put over you, you feel some pressure, you feel uneasy. Same way, these trees also, they were submerged under the soil. So layer by layer, soils were put over them due to the movement of tectonic plates. So as more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Under high pressure and high temperature, dead plants got slowly converted to coal. So slowly, due to high pressure and high temperature, these trees, they were converted into coal. And remember that this is not it is not produced so easily. It's a long process. It takes huge time. So if we finish coal and petroleum now, it is not easy to produce them again. As coal contain mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion. Remember that these trees are unburnt carbon. They are not burnt properly. Due to temperature and pressure, they are burnt, but they are not completely burnt. So they are called unburnt carbon. So when this unburnt carbon are burned again, when we take out and when we burn for our use, it produces harmful gas that is called carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, which is harmful to our environment. So as coal contain mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. So the process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. This process is known as carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called a fossil fuel. It is also known as fossil fuel. And remember that this coal is also known as black diamond. It is also known as black diamond because we sell them, we earned money from this, so they are costly, so they are also known as black diamond. A coal mine is shown in figure 5.2. So you can see that the picture is very blur. You can go through internet and you can see. When heated in air, coal burns and produce mainly carbon dioxide gas. Coal is processed in industry to get some useful products such as coke. We get coke from coal. Coal tar. Coal tar means, in simple term I can say, alcatra. Alcatra, that means the liquid that is used to pave roads, that is used to make road surfacing, that is known as tar, coal tar. And coal gas. This coal gas is been used when the coal is burnt, it produces some gas. That gas is been used in industries and other places for burning things. Coke. When coal is heated in absence of air, it is converted into coke. Now let's see what are these. So coke, it is a tough, porous. Tough, you already know that it's hard. Porous means if you pour water over there, they will soak water. And black substance. So coke are tough, porous and black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon. Coke is used in the manufacture of steel. That means while making the steel, we use coke. And in the extraction of many metals. While extracting the metals, so many metals are joined together, mixed together. To extract this metal, we use coke. How? We heat them. When we heat metal, they start melting, and after melting, we extract these metals. Next is coal tar. So it is a black, thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. I don't know you have smelled this or not, alcatra. So if you have smell, you will get some unpleasant smell. Some people may like also, and some people they may hate also. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. So coal tar is a mixture of almost 200 substances. Product obtained from coal tar are used as starting material for manufacturing various substances used in everyday's life. That means by using coal tar, we can make different substances that we used in our day-to-day life. Like synthetic dyes. Dyes mean color. So synthetic color, drugs. Drugs means medicine. Explosive, perfumes, plastic, paints, photographic material. I think you have seen everyone. Photographic materials like negatives and all. These are made by coal tar. Roofing material. Roofing means even sometime, I don't know you have seen or not, if the wall is leaked, then we can put some coal tar over there to stop the leakage. Coal tar is being used. Interestingly, naphthalene balls used to repel moth and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. Naphthalene ball, you have seen that your parents, they used to put it in the almirah, Godrej, they put it there, or maybe trunk, they put some naphthalene balls. These naphthalene balls are also made from coal tar, and this naphthalene balls, when we put it in the trunk or maybe Godrej or somewhere, then this naphthalene ball produces some smell. This smell don't that means these insects, they don't like this smell, so insect they don't grow there. That is the reason why we put naphthalene balls. These days bitumen, a petroleum product, is used in place of coal tar for metaling the road. So nowadays this is used, bitumen. We can use coal tar also, but coal tar, it has some disadvantage. When huge amount of heat will be there, they will start melting. So they nowadays bitumen is the byproduct of petroleum. From petroleum we get this bitumen, and this bitumen is being used for making the road. So coal gas, next topic is coal gas. So coal gas is obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. So when we heat coal in absence of air, it is converted into coke, and some gas are produced. That gas are known as coal gas. It is used as a fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plant. So wherever the coal industry is there, just close to that, if there is any another industry, they collect this gas through the pipeline and they use it for other purposes. So I will stop my class here only. Next day we will continue with other topic, petroleum. Thank you.